Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, Twyla. Twyla, I'm glad you came in. Dang, because I think you're the person who made a point. I was like, it was something I was writing down, and I was like, I think it was Twyla who made that point. Was it about the name of the bank? Was that you? Hi, Michelle. Dotson, thanks for coming in. Hey, Shalissa. Hey, y'all. I hope that y'all saw the movie. I hope y'all saw the movie. Let me see. I hope y'all, because I got 50 million notes. I've been looking up the, what you call it? The symbolic reasons for everything all night this morning, y'all. So I hope I don't let this movie drive me crazy. Because, like, literally, like, I've been on it for, like, 2 hours this morning. So I'm hoping that everybody who stops in actually saw the movie. Hey, Indigo. Okay, Twilight said yes. Okay, okay, okay. I thought that was you. Let me see. Hey, Drippin'. Wait. I'm on multiple pages. Girl, why you say that? What I do? What I do? Why you say that, Drippin'? Tell me why you said that. I shouldn't be on Get Your Big Ass Up. Let me go over there and see. Let me go see. Tell me what page I'm on, y'all. Right? Well, I gotta be because, yeah, these are my members for It's Gamma's World. But why you say multiple pages? Let me see what this looking like. Here go those technical difficulties, y'all. Let me see. What it's saying. What you seeing, Drippin'? Tell me what you seeing. Because it's only showing me... Wait. Tell me what you see, Drippin'. I just see me on here so far. So, yeah, I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for everybody to come in so we can talk about it, y'all. If y'all saw the movie, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all saw it, because if y'all didn't see it, I don't know if y'all want to, like, if y'all like me, I don't care if people tell me about a movie. But some people don't like that. So if you don't want people to tell you about the movie and you haven't saw it, oh, it's double speaking? Hold on. This is my other device. Do you did see it? Okay, Twilight. Yeah, I know you saw. Okay, how much can y'all hear echoing now? Dripper said double speaking. Do y'all hear that right now? And they're gonna say yes, finally. How is it, y'all? Is it okay? Not on your end. Okay, not on okay. So let me go back to it. Let me go back to the live so I'll be able to see y'all comments and I have to be squinting up in y'all face, bucking my eyes. Okay. Let's see. Did you know Japan? Let me go down. Okay, there we go to the live. Okay, so yes, y'all. I just been just thinking about this movie. I'm like, because okay, Twyla made the comment. That's what Twyla, you're the reason that made me like want to go back and kind of like say, okay, like what is some other symbolic meanings, right? Because for one, I know Tyler Perry has a lot of symbolic meanings in his movies. He'll do that in a minute. But Twyla mentioned in Justice's chat that, okay, good, Indigo, that the name of the bank with the setting in the bank, the name of the bank was called Benevolent. And so when she said that, and then we talked about the meaning, I was like, okay, wait, it got to be other stuff that's in that movie. So that's why I've been on a rabbit hole. What they call it, rabbit hole? Trying to find out what other symbolic meanings we could find about it. Okay, so let me see. Hey, Caitlin. Caitlin, did you see the movie? So far, let's see who see the movie. Indigo saw it. Shalissa saw it. Twilight saw it. Drippin', did you see the movie? Did you see it? Tell me if you saw it. Caitlin, did you see the movie? Let me see. I'm going to give it one more minute, y'all, for people to come in. I'm going to give it one more minute. Let me see. So we can start because I got a lot of notes on it, y'all. I got notes on it. I got questions to ask y'all. I got like all kind of stuff. So I hope y'all in a position to where y'all can stay in the live. And I hope we get more people. Thanks for hitting the like button, y'all. Hey, Terrence. Terrence, did you see the movie Straw? Caitlin said, not yet. My mom watched it yesterday. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, people kept saying I was gonna cry. I was like, well, I know it's a movie and it might be sad, but I don't know. I'm thinking John Q hired me up for anything that I could see. Like, what could it be? So even though I was trying to hold back the tears, trying to just see if I could do it because people were saying that it's one of those movies that'll make you cry, I couldn't control it. So like in my situation, like I said, and Justice is live because Justice did review on it yesterday. We was all over there with the review. That movie was intense. Okay, so you saw it last night. Okay, good, good. I hope you are able to stay in here, Tara, to listen about it a little bit. But my breakdown didn't come until like 10 minutes later when I was on the phone with my nephew about it. And so we was talking about the movie and I got away with 3 tears during the movie. But then after the bank scene, I still was okay. That's when the 1 tear fell. Then when I was talking to my nephew, then I had a breakdown because I could identify her with her because of my son. It's like, man, I was going to be that person. Either I turn this right to keep my sanity, or turn left to keep my sanity, or turn right to be her, to be that person she is. So that's what I have. I make back my breakdown. Although I'm not, I don't. It's because of the movie, but it was because of my own circumstance. I felt like that. You know what I mean? So it was like the movie did make me shed a couple tears, but because of my own experience, like I wouldn't have had that breakdown had my son not passed away. I'll put it like that. So yes, but it was a very good movie. Now John Q used to be my favorite movie, and now this movie is my favorite movie. But y'all know I don't. I mean, people who've been on here, y'all know I don't watch a lot of movies. I'm not a really big movie watcher. So when I think about the movies that I watched that gave like really intense messages, like John Q always gave just this profound message to me. It always stuck in my head. So I might see some more good movies, but it just like none touched me like John Q. And now this movie overrides that movie. So now it's my favorite movie. My best friend was, and her family was laughing at me last night. They was like, "This is your favorite movie? Like, how can this be your favorite movie?" But it is. I was like, I resonate with it. So I don't know. Now it is my favorite movie. Let me see. Jesus, Gamma, you're so strong. Thank you, Terrence. Hey, Mark. What's up, Gamma in chat? Mark, we are about to start the review on Straw. Look at that 10 people in the chat. 10 likes. I love that. Okay. So we're about to talk about that movie Straw. Mark, did you see the movie? Did you see the movie Straw? Man. It's something. Let me see. Twilight said benevolent biblically means a disposition to do good, kindness, or genuine concern for the well-being of others. Thank you for Twilight for putting that in there. Twilight, like I said, Twilight brought it to my attention that this movie, even though we see a lot of meanings in the forefront, I want to get down into like what was each, like some more specific things that was meanings that we might not have gotten, because even though I zoned in on that name, I didn't put 2 and 2 together till Twilight said something about it in Justice's chat. I gotta be honest. So Mark said, I still think John Q is a better movie. Do you? Man, do I have to say this? Right, you are right, Mark. Maybe because this is new to me. I'm saying, and I haven't seen John Q in decades. So maybe I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I need to go back and look at John Q. Maybe they might tie. Maybe they might tie. And maybe because, well, no, I'm probably going to get this one because of my own personal experience. But John Q is my second favorite movie. Okay, y'all. So let's get started because I got a lot of notes. So the purpose of this live, because like I said, we was over at Justice's yesterday, and she had a panel. I was on there, Chris was on there, Saret was on there, and we all, and the chat, she had a chat full of people who had saw it that gave so many good comments. I mean, we all dissected that movie. We had so much to say about this movie where when I looked up everything, y'all, we had it spot on. Like a lot of people in the chat already had it spot on. Let me see. Let me get my other phone, Lord, because I will start bucketing y'all face. Okay, Kayla said you're gonna have me watching John Q. Yeah, I think I might have to. Well, I don't know. That movie had me so emotional. I don't be setting out to. I was not gonna watch this movie, But Saret kept saying, watch it, watch it. And I was like, well, if y'all telling me it's a movie that's going to make me cry, I don't want to set out to watch a movie that's going to make me cry. And so she kept saying, watch it, watch it. So I was like, let me watch the movie. That's what made me like try to see if I could fight off the tears. So I was like, it don't have to make you cry if you don't want it to make you cry. But yeah, you got to cry off this one. You got to cry off this one. Mark said John Q definitely was better quality-wise. You think so? I got to go back and look. I just seen it that one time. It has such an impact. I can't imagine watching it and torturing myself all over again with John Q. But it could be. It's just that it's been so long since I've seen it. I just remember the message of it and like the most traumatic parts of the movie for me to watch. So I don't know. It could be, but let me see. Caitlin said, oh, Lord. I don't want to be crying. That's how I feel, Caitlin. I was like, well, I don't want to cry. Y'all telling me I'm going to cry? Okay, well, I'm not going to watch it. So that was the plan. Like, don't watch it. Fix it. That's an easy fix. Just don't watch it. You ain't got to worry about crying. So, yes, y'all. Okay. Hey, Chris Salzer. Chris, did you watch the movie? Did you watch the movie Straw? Let me know if you watched the movie Straw. Chris said, hi, get my chat. Hey, Chris. Black Velvet is in here. It was overwhelming. Yes, it was. And like I said, Justice did a good job for us to just like break down the movie, break down our emotions, talk about what happened. She went step by step. We were almost by scene talking about the movie. But like I said in the beginning of this live, you know how you look at stuff and it take you down a rabbit hole, like you can't get it off your mind. All last night at my best friend's birthday dinner, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I woke up this morning, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So now at this point, I was like, okay, let me find some stuff that I can, because the symbolic things start messing with me a lot. Like, oh, it was probably other messages in there that I didn't find. Look at her. That I didn't figure out. And so let me look that up so I can bring it to the chat. That's the purpose of this live. Okay, Chris did see it. Chris saw it. Okay, let me see. Oh, wait, let me go back up. Black Velvet says overwhelming. Terrence said, I'm about to cry now. Thinking about it, right. It is definitely overwhelming. It is, because in so many ways, like so many things, whether you had a situation where you're facing eviction, loss of a child, loss of a job, couldn't cash a check and you needed it for whatever reason. It was so many, like whatever. You didn't have to be a mother in that specific situation to feel it. And then you felt it because you're thinking like, man, if I was in one of those situations, what could she be feeling with all of those situations in a day? In a day. Like, it's like when you felt the overwhelming feelings that she had in your heart for her. Because my heart started beating like on the end of it. Like it was a couple parts where I was like, why is my heart racing? It ain't like it's a scary movie. It was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. Terrence has been a member for 9 months. Thank you, Terrence. If y'all not green in the screen, get like Terrence. Get green in the screen. Caitlin said hi to Terrence. Okay, Terrence said hi to Caitlin. Okay, so y'all, we're going to get started. Okay, so the movie, we know that the movie is Straw. Let me tell you what the movie was made to convey to us, okay? So it was made to convey a message about the struggles faced by marginalized individuals, particularly single Black mothers, navigating through systemic barriers. Hold on, let me get your comments. I see what come through here. Okay, let me see. But Tara said, that racist cop. Lord Mark said that movie can resonate with women going through some of those situations. John Q can resonate with more of the men, yes, having to do the unthinkable for your son, of having the pressures of being the father, the protector, and all of that, needing to do what you got to do for your son. I can see that, Mark. I can see that. Black Velvet said, I was yelling at the TV, leave her alone. Yeah, right, Black Velvet. Like, it just made you feel like you were, it made you feel, this movie made you feel like it was so lifelike that you felt like you knew the character. Like, we know his characters, right? We know his characters. I'm not saying that. But it made you feel like you knew that woman, like she was real. Like, this is not a movie. It made you feel like they're doing like a documentary, like following her around or something. She just played that part. Like, when people act so good, like Denzel and John Q, it just do something to you because you get so into the character. Very good analyzer, Mark. That is good analyzation. Hold on. He analyzed that well. I gotta think about the word. Okay, so the next thing, the title, Straw. Now, this is crazy, y'all. Even though I knew that the movie was named Straw, I never stopped to, like, think about the title. But once I got it, I was like, okay, yeah, of course that's what it meant. But I never did. I just was like, Tyler Perry Straw, watched the movie, and I never really went back to the title. So, of course, let me come back. Unless y'all could have just really stopped and thought about it. I didn't stop and think about it. Trying said, the movie also showed us the difference of being benevolent and non-benevolence people. Absolutely, Twyla. Mark said, Indigo, yeah, I could definitely see my dad doing that for me. Yes. Right. I was let me see if I was in a situation like that. Yes, right. They do give you like that. Like John Q gave that. He almost fathered you. Like he made you feel like that could be your dad doing it for you, or she made you feel like my mom could go through something like that. So we were able to just relate to those characters. So that's what makes it so, I don't know, so intense, I guess. Okay, so hey, yours truly, you came in. Okay, you listening? You working? Listen. Okay, listen. Okay, so the title of Straw is, of course, referencing The Last Straw. And I never put that together. Even did I think I said that in Justice Live? Justice said something. I was like it was The Last Straw. And I never did put it together with the title. But it's referencing to The Last Straw, signifying the breaking point. Okay? When one can say they can no longer tolerate the difficult or stressful situation they're in. So that's why he named it Straw. So I was like, yes, that was a good movie. I mean, that was a good name for the movie, Straw. Okay, so let me see. Okay. So now Taraji represents her reaching her last straw with the inability to pay for her daughter's needs. So that was like ultimately what the movie was about, reaching the last straw with not being able to pay, even though her death was a part of it. But it was so much, we just kept saying it's $40, $40. It was just like the emphasis on paying for her needs, being able to provide for her child, right? Even through death. Let me see. Okay, so then they stated that Janaya's hallucinations and her delusions was her interactions, when they showed with her daughters, all the interactions that they showed, like with her getting up, doing the whole day. It symbolizes her broken mental state and her denial of her daughter's passing. So all that was just a reflection of the denial she had for the fact that her daughter was gone. So all of that is was her coping mechanism for dealing with that. Because literally as a mother who lost a child, you do wake up the next morning like, I know that was a dream. So let me see. I'm going to keep going about my day. Like you want to get into denial before you do anything else. Thanks for the thumbs up, Terrence. Okay, so then it said that the illustration shows the devastating impact on grief and the psychological toll on trauma. So overall, the whole illustration of what we saw was to show the devastating impact of grief and the psychological toll of trauma. Like sometimes it don't even have to be trauma because, okay, of course, all men and women don't have children. But they can come across some kind of trauma that can give them the same mental capacity to or not to be able to deal with the trauma of it, of whatever the tragedy is. Okay, so then they said that the $40, thanks for that floating heart, Terrence. They said that the $40 lunch, okay, that was, although it seemed like it was like a small amount of money, $40, but it represented the oppressive weight of poverty and the systems that trap individuals in a cycle of debt and hardship. Because everybody I'm thinking was like, gosh, she ain't got a friend that give her $40. This person can't give her $40. No, he kept bringing that up because he was saying, like, you might say somebody might not be able to pay their rent. Then you're talking about anywhere, depending on where you live, anywhere from probably like $700 to maybe $3,000, whatever it might be. But this was $40. Like, it minimalized, well, not minimalized it, highlighted, but he wanted to bring it all the way down to show that even something as small as, to some people, as $40 could be a complete hardship for somebody else. You know what I mean? Okay, let me see. Terrence said, walking on my lunch break and listening. This is excellent. Thank you, Terrence. Twyla said, straw, the breaking point or last straw to a series of unpleasant things that make someone lose patience or endurance. Thank you, Twyla. Thank you, Derek. Terrence said, yes, highlighted. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so the next thing was, oh, it was saying that the $40 highlighted the relentless pressure. She was forced to provide, the relentless hardship she had to want to provide for her daughter, even facing the fact that she was not even there. She still was up under the pressure of providing for her, knowing, like not knowing, but knowing that her child was not there. It's like she did not want to let go of still providing for her daughter. Mark said, I don't want to throw you off, Gamma, but I don't recognize the guy in the wheelchair that yes, that was Sinbad. I had to go back. Justice said that it was Sinbad on her line when she did her review. She said Sinbad. I was like, where was Sinbad at? And she said he was in that wheelchair. I had to go back while we were still on the live. And I was like, I haven't seen him in like decades. So yes, that was Sinbad. That was Sinbad. Hey, Tanya. Okay, Tanya made it in. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so now the holding on to her backpack. Let me turn my ringer off. The holding on, I hope I remember to turn it back on. The holding on to her backpack. Let's talk about what that symbolized. Her holding on to the backpack symbolizes her inability to let go of her daughter and her maternal role, even in the face of death. So like that backpack was like what she was like holding on to. Like it's almost like, I guess maybe her taking her to school, that school project being probably one of the last things they worked on, like all of that, like that was her symbolizing that she was going to hold on. You didn't watch it yet? Girl, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Okay, let me see. Hey, Gray. So yes. So that was the backpack. That's what it symbolized. So that's why she kept, we saw her grabbing it, sitting somewhere else, and turning off the, whatever that was that they had in the little thing that she made for a science project. Like, still not letting it go because they had to be like one of the last things that they shared together. So when it's things like that, like I tell y'all, I still have the bowl of popcorn that my son had before he went to the hospital with the potato chips and popcorn in it. I just put it in the bag. It's still in there. I told you I'm scared to look in there because I'm like, what could be in there? Like, what happens when you, like, leave potato chips and popcorn in the bowl? I don't know. I got to call my nephew over here to find out. But you get things that symbolize them and you won't let go. You won't let go. So that's what it was. Hold on. Let me see. Mark said, shout out to Tyler for putting Sinbad on. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Tracy. Absolutely. I'm good, Gray. We're doing a review, not a review. We're doing a breakdown of the movie Straw. Let me see. Okay. So now the next thing was the three black women. Okay, the three black women, which was Janiyah, the bank manager, and the detective. They were the main three characters, and they were there to symbolize, to represent that despite their different walks of life, that they can empathize with each other. So that was the meaning of those three black women being in that movie. He symbolized those three black women to represent that that thing right there, just to represent the different walks of life and to empathize with each other regardless of where you come from. Black Velvet said, right, my brother passed last year and still listen to his voicemail. Yes, to hear his voice. Man, I wish I had a voicemail. I wish I had a voicemail. But I have a lot of videos. I got a lot of videos, but I wish I could have just still, like when I look at a video and when I hear him say "ma," I'm like, dang, nobody can ever say "ma" like that. So you thank God for stuff like that. Mark said hi. Tracy said hi to Mark. Okay, so now, also the three black women, they symbolize the strength of black sisterhood and the importance of support networks and for marginalized individuals. Let me say that again. It symbolizes the strength of black sisterhood and the importance of support networks for marginalized individuals. So it's saying like that support did not come from her sister, from her mother, from a friend of hers. The support came from that that police officer that she had never met. It came from the lady from the bank who was not anybody she was close to, and from who was the three women? Oh, and her herself. You know, them forming a sisterhood where she had a network, but it's like the network didn't come into play until it was a tragic circumstance. But there was a network. There was a network. And even with the bank, she was part of her network when it came later and said, you were the one who told me to open up a bank account. That was part of her network then. Even though it didn't look like a day to day, that was part of her network then. Let me see what y'all saying. Hold on. Okay. Oh. Let me get the comments. Twyla said she had many straws throughout the movie. Losing her job was bad enough, but being evicted was her final straw. That was one of her major straw scenes, when she stood in the rain and screamed out. That was so like you could like feel that like we was fed up by then. We was fed up. Mark said the line the elderly said was so true. She said it's expensive to be poor. Mark, it's expensive to be poor. That was so deep. I didn't write that down. I think I had something in reference to it, one sentence in reference. But Mark, you hit it on the nail on the head, or you hit the head on the nail. It's expensive to be poor, and then I'm gonna talk about why that's so when I get to that part. Okay, so the next thing was the crowd. The crowd that came together, outside of the bank. The crowd of protesters was there to represent the potential for community support and collective action and challenging societal injustices. That's why he had those there. Justice, I'm glad you made it in. I'm glad you made it in. We only went through, well, I've been on here for, let me see what I've been on here for. Like 20 minutes, so go back and get the first part of what we said, Justice. I told him that yesterday that you did the review on the movie, and today I did some research, and last night I did some research, and I'm doing a breakdown of what the intentions for the movie actually was. Drippin said it's expensive to be poor. Right, that's a deep, when you say that, Drippin, like when Mark just put that in there, and I probably heard the lady say it, but when he just put it in there, I'm like, dang, that's deep. It's expensive to be poor. Okay. Black Velvet said the bank manager knew her daughter passed, but didn't want her to know that. Right? Because she probably know it as a mother. This woman, once she come to that reality, she gonna snap up in here. So she probably knew. She probably felt that. I lost it. I lost it then with the crowd. Oh, that's what, yeah. That was emotional too. Okay. Indigo said it also showed the different levels people have for people. Hold on. It also showed the different levels people have for people who are in crisis due to not understand and lack of compassion. Absolutely. Oh, yes. I hope this movie don't worry me. I really want to let this movie go, to this degree after today. Because I can't like last night I went to sleep making notes about it. It's more than I spent like 2 hours on it. Like, I don't want to stay in this. I don't want to stay in this. Okay, so we talked about Black women symbolize. Okay, the crowd of protesters. Okay, so we said that the crowd of protesters represents the potential of community support and collective actions and challenging societal injustices, symbolizing the power of empathy and the idea that individuals are not alone in the struggle. Like, even though it was like they didn't show anybody like really getting with her and recognizing her struggle except for her coworker at that throughout the movie, but look like what happened with the crowd, like that many people showed compassion for what she was going through due to that live stream, right? Let me see. Mark said the elderly man and his wife just right, they just got up out of there. But that's showing you that you can have some people who are compassionate as a woman with diabetes, but then you have people who are set in their ways and they have their way of thinking and they're out of there to turn their back on it. If it means that they have to be put in a situation that is their stance on it. I think that showed that. Let me see. Hey, Tracal, I'm glad you made it in. Tracal, did you watch the movie? Tracy, did you see the movie? Black Velvet said the landlady made my skin crawl. That was nasty. And on Justice's Live, you know, people had different opinions. They were like, they probably was like, okay, she didn't have to do that, but it's a landlord who needed her money. And then other people was like, how cruel can you be? Like, that is such a, I think he made a, by putting her in there, it, I think it leaves for controversy. It leaves for controversy because you could be in a situation like Saran had made a good point. She said, well, the landlady didn't look like she had it to be able to be lenient with her, being a tenant of the same space that she was in an impoverished area. So yeah, that was like, that's like up for, I don't know. Hey, TMC. Okay, let me see. Tara said the landlady was too much because I completely get that she needs her money, but don't be disrespectful. She didn't have to be disrespectful. She didn't like, just because this lady said, can my baby just sleep without having to wear headphones? And that was your stance, like because somebody else is paying their bills, I've been paying their rent. Yes, he can play the music. Like that had nothing to do with the situation. That had nothing to do with it. Okay. Let me see. Beautifully Hill said, me too, Tracal. Now I gotta leave the live. Yeah, so y'all give away. Dang, what Tracal say? Oh, wait, Tracal said, you watch it today? Okay, okay, Tracal. Tracal, if you don't, if you choose not to stay here, make sure you come back and watch it once you see it, okay? Let me roll these comments up so I know when somebody says something. Okay, so now, that was a crowd. Okay, so now the straw, as the word pertaining to this movie, this is what it amplifies that they said. Because I wrote them, I just wrote a whole bunch of notes of what they said so we could get a clear understanding. On Justice Live, we had a lot of opinions, which made a lot of sense. Like I said, we was hitting it on the nail. But I went in to see exactly what this movie was supposed to depict. And we was right on, spot on. But it just had some other things I want to bring out. Okay, so it amplified poverty, and systemic injustice. Okay? It amplified that by the daily struggle of a single black mother facing financial hardship, the lack of access to resources like healthcare and societal indifference. Okay? Another thing that it amplified is mental health. The strong black woman trope. I didn't know what the word trope meant, y'all, so I had to look it up. It said the strong black woman trope, which just means like the saying that people say that black women are strong. Okay, so it amplifies that by exploring the importance of addressing mental health within the black community and challenges the notion that black women must always remain strong in the face of adversity. So they're saying like maybe she had that syndrome where in her mind you just keep showing that you're strong. No matter what, you just keep showing that you're strong. And so maybe in that instance, that caused her to not receive the money that the girl was trying to give her, to try to do things on her own. Maybe that's why she had 2 jobs and didn't have free lunch at the school, because instead of receiving that free lunch with the income that she may have had with the 1 job, she said, no, I got to take care of my child. I'm going to have 2 jobs. But in the midst of that 2 jobs, it's going to put me in a position where I might have to possibly be late for my rent, and I might have to be behind and paying for my daughter's school lunch. But I'm trying. I'm just going to keep trying. Because I'm thinking in my mind, if she didn't have that second job, she probably would have qualified for free lunch for her daughter. So you're just trying to provide, doing the best thing you can. And like, who just said that? Who said that about, was that Black Velvet? No, that was Mark who said that the lady said in the movie that being poor is expensive. It was expensive for her to be poor. In that instance, once you look at that. What movie we talked about the movie Straw, Tracy. Terrence said black women are just naturally heroes. Thank you for that, Terrence. Let me see. Yes, exactly. You are doing an awesome job explaining this movie. Thank you, Terrence. Terrence is a mess. Okay, now the next thing that it amplifies is motherhood and its challenges. Black women was first on earth, but they stole, but they stole it from us. Oh, Tracy, yes. Thank you for the thumbs up, Terrence. So motherhood and its challenges. That's another thing that it amplified. It delves into the immense love and sacrifice of a mother. Like ultimately, when you look at the whole big picture, even through the death, you feel the love of the mother and the devastating impact of loss and inability to protect her child. That summed it up. That summed it up. Thanks for those floating hearts. Thanks, Terrence, for that thumbs up. Thanks, Tracy, for that 100 you said. Thanks for that floating heart you said, Tracy. Black Velvet said, we are taught as black women that it shows weakness to ask for help. Yes. Hey, Callie. Absolutely. So, like I said, and all of that, out of that movie, it didn't matter how she kept her house. It didn't matter about her being late with that lunch. It didn't matter about her being late on that rent and taking a chance to get put out. I don't think nobody who ever watched that movie could not get that she did not love her child. If you got that she did not love her child, put a 1 in the chat. I know there's not going to be a 1 in the chat. Like literally, despite all of her situations, how people will say, well, if you can't even do this, you'll love your child. If you can't even keep a clean house, if you can't even pay for your kids' lunch, if you can't even keep a roof over their head, no matter what, you got love that she had for her child up out of that movie. That's for sure. Let me see. Twyla said, who got my, you just made me see. He showed how the man don't stay with. Oh, he showed how the men don't stay with the women that are independent in their time of struggle, but men tend to be with women on government assistance. Huh. That's the thought. That's the thought, Twyla. Thank you, Terrence, for the $20 super chat. Let me see what you said. Gabby, you are a superhero and you generally inspire me. You've been through so much and you just keep going. Thank you, Terrence. Your heart. Terrence is super chat. He's so doggone sweet. But Terrence said he put on 1 in the chat. He put a 0. A 0. Callie said I haven't seen the movie, but I look on TikTok and a lot of people were saying it's sad. It's depressing. I thought it was going to be depressing, so I didn't want to watch it, Callie. But it is sad. But it is it's such a I don't know if it's depressing. Like I would have probably said somebody would have told me about it. I would have been like, I want to watch that. That's depressing. But when you're in it, it's like it's not depressing. It's sad, and it probably will motivate you. Because the first thing I start thinking is like, what can I do with a YouTube channel that would help in situations like this? Like, how can a YouTube channel? Because you would think, like, how can you be a help to that situation? What can you do to, like, make a mark, even if it's a little mark, in showing a difference if you have any kind of platform, if you're on any kind of job, if you go out of the house today, anything like that. What can you do to make a difference? And I'm going to tell you what Tyler Perry said afterwards to tell you what his intent was, okay? Let me see. TMC said, not to change the subject. If you like Straw, I believe y'all would like Sinners. Sinners Wanted. It's called Sinners Wanted. Okay, I'm getting ready to screenshot that. I'm going to do a movie night with it. TMC. I'm probably going to do a movie night this weekend on it. Sinners. Okay. YouTube it is free. Okay, yep. I'm going to do a movie night with that. Okay, so Terrence said, spread awareness. Yes. Callie said, why it have to be about a black woman going through that? I don't know. Man, I probably, Tyler Perry probably, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking that Tyler Perry probably don't have an interest in showing it outside of his culture. I'm thinking that his intent, with what he said, with what I'm going to tell y'all what he said about it, I think his intent was to try to shine the light on his community. That's what I'm thinking. Lovey Tracy Anderson said, where do you see a movie? Where do you see the movie? Oh, Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Okay. So now, the next thing that it amplifies is community empathy. Community empathy. Emphasize the significance of the significance of supportive relationships and the importance of showing empathy and compassion to those in need. So let me read that again. That one of the things we said that it amplified poverty and systemic injustice, um, mental health and the strong black woman syndrome, motherhood and its challenges, and community empathy, which is where we would stand when if we're in a community and we want to like find any way to do anything to be a part to show any support. We will emphasize the significance to support relationships and the importance of showing empathy and compassion to those in need. Those in need. You don't have to have it all together to help somebody in need, because something they may need is something you may have, but you still can have a need that they can help you with. It don't never always have to be financial. Hey, Shonda, thoughts? Shonda said Straw was definitely a great movie. Yes, it was. Chakal said I'm ready for him to shine the light on successful black women and men. And I'm tired of seeing struggle in his movies, Chakal said. That would be nice if he showed like the both sides. I can't say like all of the movies because I haven't watched all of his movies. I'm not a real big movie watcher. Shalissa said the movie is a reality check that you never know what someone is dealing with on the inside, but they are trying their best. But we can see that some people just keep adding to the load. When I tell you what Tyler Perry said at the end, yes. Lexi, hold on a second. Okay. Tara said exactly. Callie said, thank you, Chakal. She said she's sick of it too. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the symbols. Well, let me tell you what Tyler Perry said, because that is what I had next to tell y'all. The next thing was to tell y'all what he said, what he stated about the movie. One of the things he stated about the movie. Callie, I'm just over it. Okay, but this is just to not shine the light on Tyler Perry's movies, but just to say what this movie symbolized, this particular movie. Because I can't say with the other one, because I don't watch all his movies. I do like his movies, but I'm not a big movie watcher, so I really can't have an opinion on all of the movies. But like if y'all feel like that, because y'all probably saw more than me, then I can see that. But this live is just to talk about the symbol, what this movie symbol what this movie symbolized. Shonda said, Chakal, I definitely understand, but you have to highlight the dysfunction to get to the good. Okay. Richard said, I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry personally. Yes, a lot of people don't like Tyler Perry. I do like him, but like a lot of my family members don't like him. So I guess it's like with any other, like I don't like what's his name, Steven Spielberg or something like that. Like I don't like his movies. Like I got a couple people, so that's why we got so many things out there. Hey, Sarat, we got so many people out there because some people gravitate to this writer, director, and this, people gravitate to others. Chakal said, that's true, Shonda, but let's get to the good and positivity. Okay, okay. Okay, so let me tell y'all what Tyler Perry said. He stated that I don't set out to teach or have people think about anything when I'm writing. I just want the story to come through me as it comes. But if people walk away from this realizing that everybody is going through something, that everybody has a story, and that one smile or that one bit of kindness that you give them could be the difference between making or breaking their entire world. That's a message I love to resonate. That's what he said his goal was for the movie. So he didn't state, because with the interview or whatever, I guess they was kind of asking him for direct messages, and so that was his take on his writing for the movie. Let me see. Richard said, I don't like the negative stereotypes he focuses on. Okay, Richard said he agreed with Callie and Chakal. Tim C said, Shalissa, right. You never know what folks deal with on a day-to-day. Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Y'all got different opinions. Okay, now Taraji, I think it's Taraji. Taraji said, they asked her, what did you take from your personal life to help draw, your personal experiences into Janiyah? Her answer was, I understand Janiah's struggle profoundly. She's trying her best with very little, but what she lacks in opportunity, she has in abundance when it comes to the love she has for her child. Okay? So That was Taraji. So I was like, man, I really respected both of their views. And like for me, like it's about like if y'all looking at Tyler Perry as, you know, a writer and want him to provide something else, you know, like give us another like turn the table or let us see what it looks like on the other side, you know, of the grass or whatever. See if let's see what the grass is green on the other side. Like for me for the movie, it was like it has to be my favorite movie because of my personal experience with my son. So like now, like it probably won't matter the other work that he did to me regard to this movie because this movie really touched me. And although I never went through any of the other things she went in the movie, I was like it was like a strong like highlight of when she screamed in that bank and had to like come to the reality that her child was gone. So like I think it's so like I said in the beginning, so many things that each person could take from it. So like I don't know what I would like to know. Maybe I'll try to look up because a lot of people feel like that about Tyler Perry. Maybe I'll try to look up. Maybe he's addressed. Maybe somebody has asked him that question before, and I want to see what he says about that. Like what is his reason for if y'all say because I didn't watch all of you know I don't watch most of his movies, but what is his reasonings for doing that? I would like to know, like, if that's what he highlights with his movies mostly. Let me see, Surratt. Surratt said, that's my exact feeling after watching the movie. Which one, Surratt? Are you talking about what Shalissa said? I don't know. Terrence said the love she had was, yes, immeasurable. That love was immeasurable, like, yeah, the love was just immeasurable. Like, I don't want to. Okay, so now let's talk about the. Did I finish with that? Okay, yes. Okay, let's talk about the symbols that Tyler Perry put inside the movie. What symbols was supposed to be there for us to? Well, I don't know, maybe for him or this is his style of writing. So, like, when I give y'all these symbols, if y'all see any of it in his other movies, this is his style of writing, and this is why he includes some things in his writing. Shonda Thought said, "I look at Tyler as he found a niche and he ran with it. Him highlighting the struggle has set him for life." Tyler came from a struggle. Now, Shonda, you said something there. Like, I don't know what his reasons is, and I am still going to look up, like, what his reasoning. But look, if somebody comes on here, YouTube, or if they have some kind of place in their community or whatever they're doing to, like, have a reach to other people, what if he did? What if that's the thing that he found his niche, and he said, "My niche is to highlight impoverished areas, people through struggle. That's what I want my stance to be in my position. I want my position to only highlight." Shining thoughts. That could be it. Like, what if he says that's it? I can't wait to look it up to see if he's ever interviewed and answer that question. What if it's that he said, that's not my niche? It's a lot of people already doing that. I'm going to stay right here where this is to bring the spotlight, to shine a light on this, to try to work on this and keep bringing it to the forefront until more is done on it. I'm willing to go with that, Shonda. I'm willing to go with that. That's deep. I can't wait to try to find this stuff. That's deep. That is a deep thing, Shonda. Like, I understand what your Callie are saying, but what if he's saying, I don't want to do that? You got people on YouTube that say, I don't want to do that. They might have, like, millions of followers, but they say, I'm only going to cook this food. Like, I know that it's a food that's not presented on plates, and I know somebody might be eating noodles every day, but I'm going to present this food on this plate this way. Then you might have a lifestyle channel that shows where I got to feed my babies noodles every day. It's all I can afford. That's my niche. I'm going to show y'all how my life. Shout out, I can see that. Let me see. If Chacal and Callie, I want to see what y'all have to say in response to that. Richard said, okay, Richard was thinking the same thing as them too. He said, struggle or not, he got rich off wearing a dress. Oh my God. He got rich off of wearing a dress. Okay. Callie said, I want to know how many men. I wish I had more men in here. Y'all, all the men that's in the channel right now, y'all come back tonight. I should have been trying to take up y'all time now. Come back tonight at 6:30 Central Standard Time. We're going to be talking about erectile dysfunction. That's for live coming up tonight on the men's room. In the men's room that we have on Mondays, we're talking about erectile dysfunction. That is not, it's a myth that it only happens with older men. It can happen up under other circumstances. Y'all come in there and help me out, okay? Okay, so Richard said, oh, the dress. I would like to take a poll to ask, walk down the street and say, I know that you're a man, but if somebody had you put on a dress for some hours in a movie for about 5 years, and then you could be a billionaire at the end of the day, would you do it? I would like to know what men would say, because I don't know how to differentiate what men wear, like they wear pants like us. But if they say cut your hair off, wear a bald fade for 5 years, and at the end of the 5 years you're gonna be a billionaire. Do you understand? I'm listen. I'll say now when you finish shaving it, wax it. Make sure no sign of hair is on my head. So I don't know. I think that I don't know if him playing a character, in my opinion, it was when I looked at him in that dress, I didn't look at him as anything but a character. Just like I did Jamie Foxx when he was Wanda, or just like I did Martin when he was what's the name? Y'all know what I'm talking, Sinead. Like I don't see no difference in that. Okay, let me see. I just can't get down with that. Richard said he just can't get down with that. It seems like his niche is stereotypes. Yep, his niche could be stereotypes. That could be it. Tara said movies like this for me, yes, are hard to watch, but it definitely needs to be addressed. Tara said for him. Callie's laughing at Richard. Tara's looking like I don't have that problem. You had a problem, yeah. TMC said, you really can't express things well if you never experience some of these things. Yes. Not doing it. Richard said I'm not doing it. Yeah, TMC made a good point. Like, I wonder. No, I can't even say that. I was about to say I wonder how I would have felt about the movie if I hadn't lost my child, because those other things have never been a part of my life. But I was crying before we got to that point, so it still would have impacted me in a very big way had that not been the outcome. How I didn't know that was going to be the end of it, and had that not been an outcome, it still impacted me in a really big way. Tara said, hell yeah. Shonda said, Richard, even when wearing a dress, he highlighted the struggles in the black community. I think some of us have an issue with reality being right in our face. Okay. Richard said, my dignity is worth something. So you think he didn't have dignity because he played a character? Wow. Okay. Kelly said, Kelly said, I wanted no to I be there. I wanted now. Wait, I wanted no to I be there. What you saying, Callie? Tell me what you saying. Okay, that was Callie. Okay, Tara said, I'm a grown black comfortable man. Yeah, I was like this. I don't know. I never got that. I never tied that into his sexuality, not one time. Like, it's such an extreme character. I was always thinking if he wanted to be a woman, I think he probably would have put on a better wig and smaller boobs and took the butt down, put a waist in it, that kind of stuff. So I never tied it to his sexuality ever. Black Velvet said, by the way, this live is very refreshing. Thank you, Black Velvet. Let me see. Richard said, it's still corny to him. Okay. Why is it always black men wearing dresses? Well, let me see. What's the name? Throw Mama from the Train? Wasn't that one? And what is that man's name? Lord. The one that used to play Mork and Mindy. Dang, I know a couple of white guys that wear dresses in movies. Let me see. Callie said, oh, you're going to ask the man where they wear a dress for. Oh, you want to, yeah, I'm going to ask the man, like, would you wear a dress for not 1 billion? I think he multi-billion. Like, for some billion, would you wear the dress for $100,000? I might break it all the way down to $100,000. I don't even think I got to get to the million. I would like to do that. Like, I feel like I'm scared of malls, but I feel like going to the mall, getting a piece of paper, going live, and stopping just to ask that question. I really do. Terrence, answer that question. Answer that question. Mark, answer that question for me. Richard said that he wouldn't do it. But if I have any other men in the chat, if y'all was offered based on, like, if you want to put your dignity, if your dignity is tied into it for whatever reason, And if somebody offered you $1 billion after, would you do it? Then we're gonna get back to the notes I got. Okay, let me see. Robin Williams. Yes, Robin Williams. Yes, that's who I was talking about. Uh, Mork and Mindy. That used to be that show. Richard says, see how hard it is to name someone? You named three of the top of your head. Okay. Vicky Gale. Hey, Vicky Gale. Shonda said, headed back to work, still listening. It won't be commenting. Okay, thank you, Shonda. Shalissa said this movie was a true story. It was a true story that happened in Georgia with a retired vet. It was called 892. That's how much that's how much he went in the bank asking for his check. They cut off to take care of his daughter. Let me screenshot that. They didn't even mention that. Okay. It's Terrence kind of thing. Said I would do it. Okay. Okay. Terrence would do it. I gotta call my nephew later, see if he'll do it. I might do a little poll, y'all. I might call every man that I know. I mean, I might just write down their names and tally it up until come back and tell y'all. TMC said George Clooney wore a dress, and so many more. Okay. Corny as well, he said. Miss Doubtfire. Yes, Miss Doubtfire. I remember that. Okay, Callie said, oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so we talked about, okay, let's talk about the symbols of the movie now. Let's talk about the symbols that was in the Tyler Perry movie. Okay, what do you think? I want y'all to tell me in the chat, what do you think this particular thing symbolizes? I want to see what y'all think, what you think it symbolized, okay? In the movie, what do you think the storm symbolized? Because it was a symbol of something. What do you think the storm symbolized? Tara said, Kelly said, what color would you wear? Tara's going to say all of them. All of them. Any color that's required. Pink. Okay, let me see. What do you think that the stormy weather symbolized in that movie? Y'all tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat what y'all think. Excuse me, Lexi. What y'all think the stormy weather meant in the chat? Is there Callie definitely green will bring out my beautiful brown eyes. Okay, okay. Oh Lord, y'all tell me in the chat. What do you think that weather, that stormy weather in the chat? What do you think that was a symbol of? Can y'all tell me? That's right. Y'all stuck on this dress. Let me tell y'all what it symbolized. The dress, I mean, not the dress, no, Lord. The storm in the movie symbolized trials and divine testing. Trials and divine, and his writing and Tyler Perry's writing, when you see storms or weather like that, is symbolizing trials or divine testing. Let me see. Oh my God. The weather was a symbol for so much. Yes, absolutely. Drippin said, when it rains, it pours. Yes, I like that. When it rains, it pours. Those trials and those tests. There were many things going on with her. Yes, Richard said, I'd be in Kanye's video before I do that. Callie said, when it rains, it pours. Shalissa said, all of her hardships crashing down on her at once. That's what I think. Yep, y'all got it. Y'all got it. Okay, the next thing is, what do you think Arya's science project meant? What do you think her daughter's science project symbolized? Terrence said, never quit, even when it storms, right? Yes. Because she is storming. We got this mixed up on Justice's Live about when she went back and forth, like home to work, home to work. Even after she went through that storm, she kept going and still went back to that job and said, I need my check. She was so resilient. She was like, where she tried to pick up a couple things, her daughter's medicine, her daughter's science project, but she still went back to the job for then, I think, a third time that day and said, I need my check. Like, regardless, I don't care how much it rain, I'll take the car, take the house, my baby needs to eat at that school. I need my check. Like, she was resilient. She was resilient. Let me see. Tara said, okay, with the story. Okay, so yes, y'all tell me what y'all think the backpack meant. Y'all probably type in. Okay, as y'all type it, I'm gonna tell y'all what the backpack meant. Backpack meant. I'm not the backpack. The science project. I'm sorry, y'all. The science project. What the science project meant. I want to know, how do a man feel about this movie? Terrence is in. Terrence saw it. Terrence is in here. Terrence is in here, and Mark was in here too. Okay, so Arya's science project meant it represents the innocence and the misinterpretation of Black experience. The backpack represented the innocence and the misinterpretation of Black experience, and it highlights how societal biases can distort perception and escalate situations unnecessarily. I'll read that again, y'all. This movie was exceptional. Terrence, TMC said, when will the rain end? Lord, I'm sorry for complaint. TMC, when she said grateful in that movie. When I tell y'all, all I was grateful. Like, it was so emotional on so many levels, but I was so grateful for everything, every experience I ever had. Like, whatever was yesterday, the year before, the decade before, 5 decades before, I was just grateful. I was just grateful. Let me see. Terrence said, I cried, laughed, yelled, cursed, right. Thank you, Terrence, for the thumbs up and the flow to heart. Suresh said, there's always a rainbow after. Yes. But let me read what that science project meant again. That science project represented innocence and the misinterpretation of Black experiences, highlighting how societal biases, the biases about what's in a backpack, if you see anything that look like that, biases can distort the perception, even though it could have been, but I'm just saying, just the perception itself, it can distort the perception and escalate situations. Like if somebody had a wad of keys in their pocket and it was misunderstood for a GUN and they got shot down, that kind of thing. It can escalate situations unnecessarily, right? Now hold on, let me get this phone. Tara said 5 decades, you only 30 something. Oh my God. Let me see. Okay, there Shalitza said, that's how I was when I was going through my hardships, homeless, and all I was still grateful. Yes, Shalitza. Okay, let me see. Callie said, now y'all gonna make me watch it. Callie, watch it. Let me see. The only thing that saved her. Right. Okay, Sarette said she think that's the only thing that saved her. Was that science project? It's Terrence kind of thing said, don't be so quick to judge when you see things. Man, this movie, okay. Okay, so the next thing, y'all tell me what y'all think that the bank setting, the setting being inside of the bank, like most of the movie was inside of the bank. Why do y'all think that? Like, what do y'all think that the bank symbolized? Why was it that he picked the bank to be such a large part of the movie? You know, some movies you see, the bank robbery happens, they run out of the bank, and that's about all you see in the bank, right? But with this movie, why do you think he chose the bank to be the main setting of the movie? Let me read it to y'all why it was a symbol. Because it's oh shoot, I was behind. Okay. The bank setting serves to show societal structures with its hierarchy and rules, reflecting the systemic barriers faced by marginalized individuals, especially Black women. Okay? So when it had that thing, when she said, just like the rule of, no, get in the line, there's no, it's not her emergency, or you can't get the ATM not giving you the $47 because you fell below your balance. We can't cash your check without your ID. Like things happening to like dehumanize a situation. And we're in those systems where they may have done something before, but how they can pick and choose when they want to make the system be the rule of something and when they don't want it to be. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Callie said, because the bank got the money. Nope, that was not why. That was not why. That wasn't his reason. Tara said, now I'm headed back to the operating room, assisting on what is that? Nephrectomy. Is it nephrectomy? Did I say it right, Terrence? Kidney. Okay, God bless. Okay, good luck to that patient, or God bless that patient. Beautiful life should get by. Okay, Terrence, thanks for coming in. Callie said, Terrence, have a blessed day. Yes. Twilight said, I believe it was a tool her daughter created that eventually helped save her mom's life. Ooh, Twilight, you dug real deep in that one. Wow. Even in death, her daughter's benevolence was present because uh them thinking it was a bomb saved her. Twala. Twala. Now, I know that the manager said, I think that's what's saving your life. I did hear her when she said that. I was like, oh, yeah, don't tell them it's not a bomb. Even though that, oh, I was about to call her name. That other coworker was in a bathroom letting them know it was a bomb. But the fact that you said the daughter, that bomb came from the daughter and not so much of the bomb saving her life, but her daughter saving her life. This movie is deep. Okay, God bless you, Callie. Tara said. And thank you for that 10 jewels, Terrace. I appreciate you. This movie is crazy, y'all. Okay. TMC said, life changes for a reason. You may not understand it, but it's needed. It leaves me wondering all the time, TMC. Man. You can't make me not believe what Twilight just said is not true. Like, ain't nothing gonna be able to make me not believe that. Okay, so what do y'all think that the flashback revelation in the bank, what do you think that symbolized? What do you think that one big flashback that she had when her mother told her that, and when she had that that whole scene, what do y'all think that scene symbolized? Hi, Althea. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. We're doing a breakdown of the movie Straw. If you have not seen it, when you see it, catch the replay on this because we almost done. And then if you have seen it, make sure you catch the replay. Make sure you catch the replay. Okay, so what do y'all think the flashback revelation symbolized? Okay, the flashback revelation was to reveal Arya's death. That was to go ahead and reveal the death. It symbolizes how fragile mental health can be under stress, emphasizing how important mental health can be and the impact of trauma. I want to read that again. That flashback of all of that, her mother telling her that, and her screaming, and the windows busting down, and the people coming in there, and the people, it's almost like I got out of that, like when she found that out, all of that commotion started happening, and even though it was her delusion that made her think that all those guns was pointing at her, and that they shot her, it's almost, to me, it was like a mother saying, you might as well take me up out of here. You might as well take me up. That's what I got from it. I was like, man, all those emotions, like all those emotions is crammed into like is the moment somebody tells you or you see, like, that it's no more. It's nothing else we can do. The last beep on the machine, all of that. Now it takes about 3 seconds for somebody to say that, but you feel all those emotions and those windows crashing down, somebody shooting you, all of that stuff you feel in a 3 second span. So I was like, oh, he did that. Okay, so let me see what y'all say first before I read it. Okay, you will feel okay, good. Kelly say, Gamma, about to go watch it. Have a blessed day. Okay, and thank you for sharing this chat. And bye, to have a blessed day. You too, Callie. Okay, so the flashback revelation revealed Arya's death. It revealed her death, symbolized, again, I want to say, symbolizing how fragile mental health can be under stress, emphasizing how important mental health can be and the impact of its trauma, right? Okay, so what do y'all think that Jania's uniform? What do you think her uniform symbolizes? I want y'all to tell me if y'all what y'all think about that. The Jania's uniform, which was that vest. Remember that red vest she had on? So her uniform symbolized urgency, danger, and the emotional intensity of her situation. Even though, like, we're not even thinking, that's what I'm saying about, like, sometimes when you have a movie, it's good to go see what the actual breakdown was. Like, we can have opinions and get all of our perceptions out of it. I'm sure that is what the creator of the movies want us to do because, like I said, everybody has not lost a child. And so they wouldn't feel the way probably I would feel because I did lose one. And then I've never got evicted, but somebody who's gotten evicted will feel that more than I would. So like that's what I'm saying about getting us getting what we needed out of different things. These writers have reasons why they put specific things in here, what it's supposed to represent. That's why I like going back to say, okay, I got this, she got that, he got that. We all got 10 different things out of it. But what did you mean? What did you mean when you put that in there? Okay, so Jania's uniform was a symbolize of it symbolized urgency, danger, emotional intensity of her situation. What do you think the flashbacks of Arya's bathing? What do you think the flashback that she had early in the movie of having her daughter in a tub and helping her bathe? What do y'all think? What do y'all think that symbolized? So, the flashback of Arya bathing was filmed in soft and warm lighting, and it was supposed to symbolize the innocence of purity. Y'all see how the lights were, you could tell when the movie first started when she was waking up in the bed that the lights were like really dim. It wasn't like a crisp filming. It was supposed to be that way because it wanted to highlight the innocence and purity of that whole scene right there. Then I thought with her bathing her daughter was saying, I can do this myself. It was like probably even before her daughter passed away because she said it kind of seemed like her daughter was saying, because you always bathe me. But it was her protection of saying, I don't want you to step out of the shower. You could fall. So at all costs, I'm going to be here. Even as old as she was, she wasn't 1, 2, or 3. As old as you are, I'm going to still make sure I'm here to protect you, to make sure you don't fall. So that was her giving her that, that still covering her with her protection. That's my opinion. But now I'm about to ask y'all some questions about the movie. Okay, so what is the scene? Can y'all tell me what was the one scene in Straw that stuck with you emotionally? I already told y'all mine was the scene at the bank and the realization of her daughter is gone. What was the scene that stuck, that you watched and you could probably even if you don't resonate with your personal experience, what was the scene that stuck with your emotions? Tell me that. Let me see. TMC. Hold on. Let me see. TMC said, pain hurts no matter where it stems from. Jesus, take the wheel. Yes, absolutely. Tell me what scene, when y'all was watching, what scene stuck with y'all? These are the questions. I'm going to go with the questions so y'all can start thinking about them, okay? The first one is, what is the one scene in Straw that struck with you emotionally? That's the one we're answering now. But then I'm going to ask, if you could describe this film in one word, what would it be? Then I'm going to ask, what generational message or family dynamic stood out to you? Did you think the ending was hopeful or tragic? Did the flashback twist change in your perception of the story? Okay, so let's go back to number one. What is the one scene that's of Straw, in the movie Straw, that stuck with you emotionally? Let me see what y'all say. Afia said, I shared your chat. Thank you, Afia. I appreciate you for that. Thanks so much. Let me see what Twala said. Twala said, the uniform to me represented a metaphor of God's arm. Twala, you are a deep thinker. You're a real deep thinker. She said that uniform represented a metaphor of God's armor. Basically, she lost her daughter, but that loss was not to break her through the struggle, but to take her through it. Dang. Tyler Perry needs to talk to you about his movie. You need to tell him what his movie meant. The uniform to me was a representative metaphor of God's armor. That's deep. Because she kept that uniform on until she walked out of that door. Wow. Okay, okay. Even though it was hot in there, didn't she just still keep it on? Like, okay. And even when they made the comment and said that they turned the heat off, she looking like, who they think they messing with? I think that was her saying, like, that's the least of my worries. Because you see, y'all saw her sweating throughout the whole entire movie. Even before the rain, she was sweating in the morning, sweating. The whole thing I was paying attention to, she was sweating the whole time. So I guess she said the least of my worries is something like not having air. I haven't been able to breathe, in however long. So that won't take my breath away. The heat won't do it. Get somebody else to. That's what I think. Wanda, did you watch Straw? If you did not, watch this afterwards. If you did, make sure you catch the replay, okay? Okay, so the next question was, if you could describe this film in one word, what would it be? What one word? The word I got out of it, of course, because for me, it was grief. Like the whole thing was based on grieving. Like from the beginning, like it had the one scene at the beginning with her walking into a hospital, and then from that moment on, it was the process of grief that caused everything in the entire movie. So I would say grief. Wanda, we're doing a breakdown of the movie, so stay tuned now if you can, but make sure you catch the beginning of this because it's deep. It's deep. These people in the chat is not playing with this movie. Okay, so what would be the one word y'all would use to describe this movie? Like, what word could you get together out of everything that you saw, the emotions that you felt, to describe this movie in one word? Can y'all do that? I would still say grief. You would say grief, Wanda? Yes, because even without me grieving, it still was to me like a whole turnaround based on grief. But somebody else might get something else out of it. So if y'all find another word to describe the movie, let me know. Okay, Sarah said deep. She just got like deep. Like everything deep is what I'm thinking. I'm talking for Sarah, but like, because every part of it was deep. Like, to lose your roof over your head is deep. To lose your job to be able to pay for the roof over your head or any other roof is deep. To lose your car in that way for somebody just being devilish, to be the transportation to get to the job, to get the money to pay for your rent. All of it was just deep. Okay, let me see. Katie said insightful. She said, hey, Katie, she said that the movie was insightful. Now, that word I really like about the movie because that's almost like what Tyler Perry wants us to get out of it. When I read what he said about it, that's what he said. Like, he said that he wants the movie to basically be an insight for us to do better. If it's only with a smile, if it's only with a resource, if it's only with the whatever we might be able to give, like a how you doing or whatever it is. Grace, go in front of me, you can get in my lane. Whatever it is, like you don't know. Like I remember driving to the hospital for my husband, and I remember the cars looking like the cars was just stopping on the freeway. Me trying to get to get to my husband in the hospital, and just the grace for some people. I don't remember the actual drive, but that day was the people on the road that didn't even let me get over. You don't know what I'm trying to do right now, and you just simply won't let me get over. Like stuff like that is just pure grace. Let me see what y'all saying. Okay, Twyla said, and the coat that was given to her was a metaphor to me as her bearing and carrying the cross. Twyla said that when that woman gave her that jacket, it was a metaphor of her bearing and carrying the cross to go be crucified when she knew that she was going to that prison. Right, Twyla? Wanda said, because that was me when reality hit me after my mom's death. I lost it and I couldn't find my way back to reality. and face the grief. Right, Wanda? Absolutely. Katie said, acknowledge people. So many feel unseen. That's what she said. That was one of the things that was that Taraji said? Yeah, Taraji said in her interview is that Janiyah was just feeling unseen. She mentioned that in the interview too. Um TMC said, I got two words. Ish happens. Right. And that's when you say that, TMC, it's like for the person looking in to know that ish happens, and even for the person that is happening to, for you to keep in mind that ish happens. It happens. It happens. Grace says, still here. Thank you, Gray. Okay, the next question is, what generational message or family dynamic stood out to you? Like, and anything that you may have heard that was like a generational message that your grandmother said, or you heard another elder say, or something like that. Or even if it wasn't like a message like through words, a message through actions or whatever. What generational message or family dynamic stood out to you? Let me see. Um, okay, okay, still here. Y'all let me know that one. What generational message? A generational message that I saw that could be a reason. This is what I got when I saw her mother. I noticed when her mother was calling her, she was like, these people here telling me that you robbing a bank. You know, all of that. Even though she kept calling her name, Janiyah, she kept doing it. But Janiyah's response to her mother was like, well, I wonder what kind of relationship they had, because instead of them making a call so that the mother could be the call for her, you know how you think, call the mama. Like somebody would probably say, if something happened to my kids, call her mother. Her mother get her, snap her back into reality. It's like she didn't take the mother as being a calm for her. It's like it hyped her up more. Like, could they have been, we don't know, could they have been, maybe I should have tried to get some information on that. Could they have been the parent who she had to constantly prove something to? Because she was even telling this stranger, tell my mama I'm not doing this. She was like really wanting to like explain or prove to her mother that she's not doing what they're saying. Like, instead of her thinking, if don't nobody else know I'm not doing this, my mother knows. Because if somebody get their mother on the phone, it's like, let me speak to my mama. Because my mama is going to know. She going to have all of the, whatever I need from me. She didn't have that with her mother. Her mother couldn't even get through to her to say anything to her, because she was on such a, such a pushback, such a, what do you call that word? When you pushing back from something. She was just like, when you trying to, what do you call it? The word? Oh, I can't think of the word. But she was trying to prove something to her. It's not prove, it's not the word. I can't think of the word. But instead of her thinking that this is the person that would be there for her, she felt like she was the person that she had to get to understand that she didn't do it. And I don't feel like with a mother's love, it would have been projected that way. Let me see. Yes, defensive. She was defensive with her mom. Yes, thank you, Katie. She went on the defense. Thanks, Katie. She was so defensive when it happened. Like, why are you on such a defense with your mother? Because the mother's usually a person where even if you know your child, you go first see the good in them. Like, you may be saying she robbing a bank. Let me hear her say that she robbing a bank. I don't think my child was robbing a bank if I know my child, right? It wasn't like that. Yeah, she was defensive with her mom. And the thing about it, she had to think something about her mom, because when the lady asked her about, somebody taking her kid, her daughter, or whatever, she said her sister and her mom is crazy. So that lets you know it was some type of something going on with that relationship between them. Wanda said that what doesn't kill you will make you strong. Yes, my mom would tell me this when things were out of control. Yes. Absolutely. What does not kill you will make you strong. I remember that. Twyla said, when she said, I got you. Sometimes we just need to know that good people are in this world when we feel like the world is against us. Just hearing those words can give you strength to keep going. And I agree with that, Twyla, because when that lady said that, it's almost like she felt a relief. And is although she said, no, wait, you said my mother, my sister. No, that's not even a choice. But with the lady that she don't even know from the bank, she was like, would you take my daughter? She was able to, with the woman saying, I'm here for you, and that little bit of time in that bank, that woman was able to make her feel like I'm a person that you can trust and depend on, to where she said, skip my mom and my daughter, I mean my sister. I want you to have my child until I get out of prison. That was deep. Let me see. Black Velvet said, um, sounds like her mother was not a support system, and she probably talked down on her. That's what it sounds like to me, Black Velvet. And the fact that I'm looking like, if your mother said that the baby just passed away last night. Now, granted, I did not expect for my mother to be. First of all, I didn't even want to tell my mother that my son passed. I'm looking like, how am I gonna get away with this? Not telling her. I didn't even allow people to tell my mother right away. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with that. When my husband passed away, I'm like, I'm not gonna tell my kids. Can I say he went out of town? Like, you don't be in a state of being rational. So it's like you try to protect the people around you so they don't have to feel what you're feeling. And so with that, it's like, it's like, I don't know. It's like when she told her that, it let us know that it happened that night. But like, as a mom, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. My mother was not there with me, but her mother was so much younger. My mom was 70-something years old, late 70s. But she had a like younger looking mother. Like, should she have been in that house by herself to go through that day? Like, somebody should have been there with her. Let me not even put that on the mom. Somebody should have been around her. Somebody should have been there to say, you know what, if she just passed away, like literally she walked out of the hospital by herself. She was by herself at the end when her daughter passed. She went home and laid in a bed by herself. Like, who did she have, if anybody, with her, even just getting through the death of her daughter? Forget about loaning me the $40 for the lunch. Forget about making me lose my job. All of that. Like, this movie is emotional, y'all. Okay, Justice said she and her mother had some type of history for sure. For sure. Even the way that she came across. If you knew that the daughter just passed, why are you even with that tone with her with the bank? Asking about a bank. Like, you already know the bank is insignificant to what's really going on. Like, that was very disturbing for me, Justice. Like, I don't Wanda said, thank you, Tracy, for those emojis. Wanda said, I think due to her saying no one cares at the moment, at that moment, it was my mom hasn't been there when I really needed her, and she knew she wasn't her rock. So she pleaded with her mom to be there and to show love. Yes, Wanda. Katie says, sometimes I think people quote those old sayings for lack of giving real and true support. Oh, wow. That's a different way of looking at it too, Katie. Wow. Okay, TMC said my mom would often say, thank God for Jesus. I say that right to this day. Hey, she cooks, she rolls. Thanks for those floating jewels. I'll be floating hearts, those jewels. Thank you. 2 of them. I appreciate you, girl. Twyla says, but you have to realize that her mom was going on what the dirty agents had told her. And she was frustrated because she didn't understand why her mom didn't hear her, because her mom knows her. Okay. Thank you for those 10 jewels again. She cooks. Justice said, as a former negotiator, you definitely want to know the history of the parent and the child before putting them in contact, because it can be triggering. Yeah, because that seemed like that triggered her. It seemed like it triggered her, even though it did put a stop to all of that. That, what she said, put a stop to it. But before, she actually said the words that she's gone, her mother seemed to be a trigger to me. Black Coffee said, as a grandma, my emotions would have been all over the place. Yes, grandma was too calm, like, to me. So I said, why didn't the landlord know her daughter passed the night before? Well, I don't know. Like, okay, well, Saray, I can say And I was in an apartment building when my son passed away. Nobody in the apartment probably knew. Did they ever know? I think the lady across the hall probably knew. Maybe like a month later, I just happened to see her, and I happened to tell her that my son was gone. The landlord probably didn't know until I moved out. So like landlords, I don't know. My landlord didn't know. That just what like I couldn't even get through all my family to tell them. So I know I definitely was thinking about a landlord. Like I don't know. So I can say for me, it wasn't significant for me to like call my landlord. So I don't know because if she died that night and she woke up in the morning going to work, literally, I don't know. And then she came out the door not telling the landlord but hallucinating and being delusional. So I don't know. Let me see. Facts, Katie. She cook said, oh, you meant Katie. Okay. Katie says, but didn't the mom say we took Aria to the hospital because she had a seizure? Did she say we? I don't know, Katie, if she said we. I thought she said she had a seizure. You have to be going back and looking for that exact line. I don't know, Katie, if she said we. I don't know. I can't even say. But they did show her walking out of the hospital by herself, but I don't know. I don't know. That movie was good. Yeah, she cooks. If you didn't watch, I mean, you already watched it, so make sure you catch this replay. Suresh said her mom was the only one to make her snap back, but you weren't being. Oh wait, hold on. Her mom was the only one to make her snap back. Yeah, she did that. I don't know if her mom made her snap back. It seemed like she was triggered until her mom said her daughter was gone, and it seemed like the statement of her mother saying that, like something clicked. Serena, are you thinking that it took the mother to say it in order for her to like make it click? Black Velvet said, oh, but she said, but I wasn't being evicted. But like Serena, if the daughter passed away at nighttime, the landlord was probably asleep at that time. She went home and it looks like she went to sleep. It was no time to tell the landlord. She only had sleeping time. She only had sleeping time and she woke up acting like she thought she was rushing out of the house for school with the daughter. So, like, when would the landlord know when the mom is already in a state of delusion? Black Velvet said landlord didn't know because she passed in the hospital, yeah. And she went on as usual. She took her to the hospital, which the landlord wouldn't have to know that nobody going to the hospital. And then it looks like it was late at night. She went home, went to sleep, and she woke up with the delusion. That's what it kind of seemed like. Thank you, Angie Aquarius, for that 650 jewels. Girl, thank you. I appreciate you for that. Dang, I missed it on the screen. Okay. Okay, so She Cook said yes. She said we. Maybe she didn't put the mom in that part, in her mind, because most of that was in her mind happening. Okay, so Angie Aquarius said, "Gamma, I finally caught you." Yes, you did. Thanks for coming in. Wanda said maybe because she had a mental breakdown and couldn't say the actual words of my daughter, right? Because she was in denial. So that could be her denial could have not made her like say those words. Like she didn't cope with the reality of it until the next day at the bank. So she probably definitely she thought she was carrying the baby outside the hospital. So knowing her, she probably thought she was carrying the baby back in the house. Because when they showed that scene again, the headphones was right there and the baby glasses was right there. So maybe her state of delusion didn't tell anybody what she couldn't even deal with, probably. Wanda said, okay, maybe it's because she had a mental breakdown and couldn't say the actual words, my daughter died, until the mother reminded her of her death because the baker said that they told me and reality set in. I can see that. I can see that. I'm watching it again right now. Andrew, you watching it? Yes. Oh, girl, I would be able to watch that movie again. That's a one and done. There's no way. I want to go back and like see certain stuff, but She Cooks just told me that she said we. But I don't think I can watch it. Just like John Q is my favorite movie, but I've never been able to watch it again. Let me see. Angie Aquarius said, hey, Chad. Wanda said, hey, Angie Boo. She said, hey, Wanda. Hey, Laverne. And everyone else in the chat. Laverne, if you did not watch Wait, you did watch. You was in the chat yesterday. Make sure you get the replay to this, Laverne, okay? She Cook said, hey, Laverne. Hey, mama. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Do you think that the ending was hopeful or tragic? The way that the movie ended, do y'all think that that was a movie to make, the situation end on a hopeful note or a tragic note? Okay, uh Pristini. Gaming with Pristini. That was a good movie. Yes, Gaming with I'm sorry, wait. Gaming. Let me call you Gaming. Gaming with Pristini. Gaming with Pristini. If you saw it and you didn't catch the beginning of this, catch this replay because I gave a lot of symbolic meanings that they said was in place for the movie, but this chat was on point with so many good points about this movie. Watch it again. Go to Justice Reacts and watch her review that she did on it yesterday, and then make sure you catch this replay of the symbolic reasons. Like, we had a lot of things that we hit spot on about what we thought about it, but go back and look at all of the symbolic meanings that Tyler Perry put together for this movie too, and read the chat. Read the chat. When y'all replay this, read the chat. Okay, let me see. Or even though I'm reading about it anyways. Okay, let me see. She Cook said, Adrian, I watched it right back again as soon as you end. Did you? Y'all strong. Justice said, Lexi. Justice said, remember she is now a mental health crisis. Yeah, crisis. And I'm talking about immediate crisis. Inner thinking is distorted, which may lead her to exacerbate the feeling of loneliness and no support system. That could, so Justice said, even if there was somebody to support her, that mental health crisis and her distorted thinking would block all of that out because she's not even trying to face that. So whatever probably trauma situation, even in that trauma situation, she could be willing to put herself in more trauma to not cope with what reality is put before her. Is that what you're saying, Justice? Yes. Okay. Tragic. Yes. You think it ended in tragedy. Okay. Katie said the Baker manager actually said, yes, I know. They told me earlier. Yes, she did. Gaby said, okay. Twyla said, what about why did Tyler Perry represent the female cop looking like that? Because I was like, I need to ask Amazon what lip gloss is that? That lip gloss shine is staying on the entire movie. Oh my God, girl, that was the takes when they said take one, more lip gloss. Take two, more lip gloss. I think that was more like that. But you know you can Google stuff like that. You literally can Google what lipstick did Tiana Taylor, is that her name, wear in the movie, what you call it? Straw. And they'll tell you. They'll tell you. Let me see. Angie said, yes, she cooks. Okay, so let me see. Gaming said, have you watched? I love The Oval. I love The Oval. Me and my mama both love The Oval. I didn't see the last. Wait, I didn't see when they came back. I seen when, what happened? Something happened, but it's been a while. I think my mother kept up with it, and I didn't keep up. I think with the last season. I need to go back because I don't have cable, so I had to figure out a way to watch it without cable, and I think that kind of let me forget all about it. Twyla said, "What about this?" Oh, okay, wait, okay. So Wanda said, I watched it twice, but I needed to watch it again because I needed to see when the baker was told the daughter. Okay, yeah. I think that they told her when they called her. I think. I don't know. Gaming, yes, I watched the Oval. I love it. Yes. Black Velvet said she felt in her mother's eyes. Wait, she felt in her mother's eyes. She was always, in her mother's eyes. She was always disappointing her. Yes, almost like, oh, it's Janiyah. What now? Right. That's what I got out of it, Black Velvet. Like, that's what I got out of it. Even though Justice said it could have been possibly a different kind of way, that phone call was actually real. That wasn't a delusion. And that's exactly what I got out of that, Black Velvet. Laverne said, I had to look at it again, but realized that when she opened the door for her, never closed the door. I had to look again, but I realized that when she opened the door for her, never closed the door. Let me know, Laverne. I'm a little mixed up. Okay. Now, the next question was, because they said, do you think the ending was hopeful or tragic? some people may say hopeful because now she may be able to get the help she needs to get through to her daughter. And even if she goes to prison, she don't have the weight of not having no house, no job, like all the pressures of the world. Like, how a lot of people say that, my child is out there doing this, and that. I'd rather see him in prison than dead, kind of like thing. People say that a lot. And so maybe when they say, could it be a hopeful situation? Although there's no hope in a lot of things when your child is gone, but with the life that she has to continue to live, hopefully she'll be able to get the help she needs. I was hoping Tyler Perry could do a part 2, maybe do a trial, do a whole trial of what the movie projected as far as all of these things that happened, like when she kept having excuse for thing after thing, and her boss was saying things like, you always got an excuse for everything. Saying that, but she really did have an excuse for everything. And the cop played a big part of it, all of that stuff. I would love to see a trial done of what actually happened. Even if she had to do time, did y'all put her in a mental institution to help her through her, her sanity type thing? I would love to see that. So, but then when they say tragic, of course, some people may think it's just a tragic period tragedy period that now she has to go to jail. She, this, that happened. Like, I guess it can be the way you think about, the chain of events. Katie said ending was hopeful. Katie said the ending was hopeful. She lived. Katie. Katie said ending was, I'm sorry, Gaming said her daughter died. Right, her daughter did. Her daughter did. Justice said, I believe he left it open for further discussion and exploration of different outcomes. I believe she will receive treatment instead of just. That's what I'm thinking too, Justice. I'm thinking, like, let her get the treatment. Let us see how she got back on her feet. Like, even if you don't do it until next year, like, let us see what happens. And we want to see what happened to Janiyah. Like, don't just take her away. Hey, Corey. Hey, Corey. Angie said, Justice 100. Gamma, this is a great time. But thank you, Angie. Okay, so the next question, next question was, did the flashback twist change your perception of the entire story? Like, it did change the perception of the whole story for me, because I'm thinking I'm in the midst of looking at a single mom with her struggles, all these things happening to her back to back to back. How much can she take? I'm all intertwined in that. And then the last 5 minutes of the movie, I had to go in a whole different direction with what happened to my own son. Like, so for me, it did change everything. Because I'm like, okay, I know all of that happened, but now I'm stuck in this feeling that she had, find out that her daughter passed. So for y'all, because everybody might get something different, did the flashback twist change your perception of the whole story? Okay, let me see what y'all said. Gaming said yes. Wanda said hopeful and tragic because she has to pay for the murder, which wasn't what she expected. Yep, due to the fact that she only wanted to give her child the things she didn't have. Hopefully for her getting help. Absolutely. Yes. Hoping for her to get help. Yes. That she gotta go to, like, they're not gonna excuse that. Even though people do go to institutions for being, like, I think, if I'm not, I don't know, maybe Justice might know. I think when people say temporary insanity, because she was already, and you can't say, like, what you call it, premeditated, because she was already in a state of delusion. Although she did come back for the check, the chain of events, which was like the men coming in to rob and doing all of that stuff, like, all of that was, I think, would get her out of it being premeditated and to show proof that she was in a state of insanity. The teacher seeing her drop off the child, the landlord and the Sinbad seeing her thinking she put her child in a car, her going to work telling her job that she needs to go to her kid's school, that her kid's school is calling. All of that was set the stage that it was not premeditated and that she was in a state of insanity, which might let her, I don't know about get off, but it could be a good stance for her to go to get the help that she needs, and she won't get a whole bunch of time for it. I think that happens. Okay, let's see. Katie said even though her daughter died, her daughter wasn't supposed to. Her daughter wasn't supposed to make it. They tried to make her abort. Yes, during delivery. Yes. She at least had that time with her. She said that when that baby was born, that doctor tried to get her to abort. And she said, nope, she ain't doing it. Her daughter was there. She was thankful and grateful that her daughter made it. Even with those seizures, she was hopeful that she would grow out of it. But yes, Katie, you're right about that. Let me see. Black Velvet says psychosis is what it's called. Yes. Right. She was in a state of psychosis. Right, right. Black Velvet. Laverne said when she took her daughter to school at the beginning of the movie, she never closed the door after she finished talking. She never. So let me go back to what you said up here. That's what you were trying to say. It had. I had to look at it again because I realized that she opened the door for her, never closed the door. I wonder what y'all think that was about. Tell me what y'all think that was about. Thank you, Andrea Aquarius, for becoming a silver member. I appreciate you. Girl, thank you for that. Okay, Laverne. Now, did I bring, yes. Now I gotta look up. I had another thing. Dang, I forgot. I gotta look up why the door wasn't closed. Can y'all remember what was the other thing I said to look up? Why the door wasn't closed? What was the other thing? I said I had to look up. I want to look at why Tyler Perry. Because I want to look that up. Okay. Now I'm going to tell y'all about the symbolic roles of the characters, okay? Gaming with Pristini said that one white officer who said he was going to unalive her was crazy. I'm gonna take out your comment only because you can't say the KILL word over here. But I know what you're saying. When he said that he was going to unalive, I was like, you need the help that she need too. Because just because somebody cut you off does not mean that not only you raged and start hitting her car, then you set the word out there to make her suffer. In turn, you said, if I ever see you again, I'm gonna blow your head off. I'm like, what? Child, it's somebody cut you off. Like, how much did you want her to lose her life for cutting you off? And I don't think that she hit him at first. I think she just cut him off, if I'm not mistaken. You took your own new car and hit her. You took your car. I need a part 2 because I need to see the trial about her, and I need to see the trial about the police officer, and I want to know what happened to him. I want to know what happened to him. I want to know what happened to the officer that was with him that didn't report it and saw it and did make her suffer by giving her a bunch of tickets and had her car towed. I need a part 2. Like, I know Tyler Perry loved, like, If Loving You Is Wrong series that he did. He loved Have and Have Nots. He loved to get you out here and leave you on a forever cliffhanger. And so, but this one, he need to come back because he messing with folks' emotions at this point. Let me see. Caddy said the flashback did not change my perspective. What we saw is real life for many people. Okay. Yes. Okay. The verse said, yes, changed my mind when it, yes, it did change your mind when you saw those flashbacks. With that one flashback. Okay. Let's talk about what symbolic roles were there for the characters that was there. Persistent Tyler Perry loves to make movies about black women going through hardship. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier. That's one of the things I got to look up because people people was in the chat saying he's always doing struggle. They sick of him doing that. They try Callie, Richard, who else? Somebody else said they sick of him with those type of movies. They want to see movies where it's greener on the other side. They don't want to show no more struggle. But then Shonda Thoughts came in and said, what if, and I'm going to try to find out if he did an interview and said why. But she said, what if that's his niche? And what if he said, me as a director, writer, you know, and all of the things, producer, all of the things, the movies I create, that's going to be my niche. I want to stay right here with my influence and my, you know, place. I want to keep this right here and say this struggle is going to be my niche. All of the other people who want to jump on like the side, you know, when it's green on the other side, let them do that. But I want to stay here. I want to know if that's his stance. I don't know. I never heard him speak on it. But it was a good debate. It was a good debate with the people who said they sick of that and the other people saying, I mean, well, Shonda and some other people piggyback by agreeing, that what if it's his niche? What if he said, this is what I want to do? And I'm interested in finding out, is it what he really wants to do? Then maybe that'll be understanding. Because a lot of people are feeling like this. Because this little chat had 3 or 4 people thinking they're sick of seeing struggle. And I haven't seen all of his movies, so I couldn't really say. But they said that the movies that he does is basically in a struggle. So now it's making me curious. The verse said because she never was there, it was in her mind. Oh, okay, okay. Right, right. Okay. Laverne said never hit the man car. Yeah, right. She didn't. She just cut him off. That's what I thought. She cut him off. Katie said the woman is the least protected. I think in showing our struggles, he shows our strength. Okay, Katie. Yes, it is so many different perceptions. And like, I know a lot of people say they don't like him for that reason. So that I just want to know if that's his intent. Because then if I ever speak on him again, I can just like spread the word to at least one other person to say what a man said, that's what he intended on doing. Then we can know. But right now, people are probably thinking, well, if you're making movies like other people who make movies, why do you stay in this one area? People want to know why, at least, right? Probably. Twilight said it showed how people that can have new cars, homes, and things, and wait, hold on. It shows that people that can have new cars, homes, and things, and they still struggle with related issues as others that don't have much, that are struggling. Look at Twilight. Twilight needs to be the breakdown queen. Twilight is saying that they showed in that scene that, yep, he may have had his job, that he thought he had some authority in. Yes, he may have his new car opposed to the car she had, but you still got mental health issue just like the next person. It might be up under different circumstances. We don't know what your circumstances are, but you have some mental health issues just like she do. Wow. Twilight is on it. Twilight, right, Angie? Twilight do be not play no games. What she is gonna do, y'all, she gonna have to say, I had to do a show called Twilight, like Ayana Saved My Life. She need to do Twilight Saved My Life, because what she is gonna do is read between all lines and write it out and let you know exactly what it is. You better do that. Okay, so let's do the symbolic roles. Let me see. Okay, and then we ended with the symbolic roles, y'all. Okay, so the symbolic roles of the characters. We had Janiyah Wilkinson, who is Taraji P. Henson. Her name was Janiyah Wilkinson in the movie. This movie and show is showing everyday life. Yes, it is. It is. It definitely is. Okay, so Janiyah Wilkinson, who was played by Taraji P. Henson, her role was to embody the resilience and vulnerability of single black mothers navigating systemic adversity. So when they said resilience and vulnerability, I was like, okay, when they say the strong woman syndrome, a lot of times they're not vulnerable. But what I saw with Taraji, she was very vulnerable. She went in there practically telling that man, like, please have mercy on me. I need my check. I need my check. I need my check. She went in there pleading with him, I got to talk to my daughter's school. So she was vulnerable. She was vulnerable. She could have been like, I don't even know if I want to use the word prideful when she gave the woman the money back. It seemed like she was showing compassion to her fellow coworker, even in her struggle, saying, no, you need it just as much as I need it. You keep it. So I think even in that, she was being compassionate about it. But other than that, with the vulnerability, she was vulnerable about she didn't lie to the landlord. She was just telling her, I get paid in 3 days. Like, all of her mercy that she was asking for everybody, she literally was being vulnerable at every state. She didn't try to tell the bank person that must be a mistake. I only got $47. She like, but I need the money for my daughter's school. Whatever. She was being vulnerable at every level. At every level. Like, my stuff is out on this ground. It's raining. I'm about to pick up the stuff off the ground, put it in my baby's bag, and I'm going to go. Like, everything. She told her story in the bank. She just, every turn she made, she was totally vulnerable. So that's what he said. For her character, it was supposed to embody the resilience and vulnerability of single black mothers navigating through systemic adversity. And this is a point I wanted to put out here. I wanted to make the point that I think I said a little bit earlier, that the point of her having two jobs. This don't have nothing to do with the role, but I forgot to say that. I had it noted right here. That the point of her working the two jobs stopped her from being able to probably, I'm thinking about my qualify for a free lunch, which caused to help her be in a hardship where she couldn't pay for the baby's lunch. Like all of that, like the way that, who said that earlier, that it's expensive to be poor? Who said that, y'all? I forgot. Somebody said it here. Oh, no. Mark was piggybacking off the movie. Somebody in the movie said it's expensive to be poor. That's what they mean by it's expensive for me to just be poor. Like, I'm doing all this at this expense, I'm still poor. It's expensive to be poor. Jesus. Okay, let me get your comments. Then we're going to go to the next role. Let me see. Uh, this movie show, Everyday Life. Twyla said, that's what I thought. The clear see-through backpack represented her openness and vulnerability. That's a good thought too on that clear backpack. Okay, Laverne said, right, Katie, 1975, and I think he brings 1975, and he bring back show, also movie to everybody go through things. Oh, to show that everybody goes through things in life, but it's a rainbow on the other side of it. Okay. Y'all like, they are good breakdowners. They are good breakdowners. Gaby, they're not playing. That's what I'm saying. Anybody who catches replay, I need to put it in the title. If you are on the replay, get in these comments. These people in the comments is letting y'all know the deal about this movie. I don't even know if Tyler Perry knows much about the movie. Okay, so now Nicole, who was the bank manager, who was played by Sherry Shepherd, her role represented the strength and solidarity of community. Despite knowing the truth about her daughter, she chose to stay and offer support. So that was her role for the movie. It's to show that just being a part of a community, that it don't always have to be your relative, your best friend, how she was able to grow a connection with this lady before she even knew she did, when she was the one to suggest that she get the bank account. She was the one to suggest that she get the bank account. So she started that community before she even realized it. And in the end, it went full circle for her to be the person that she could depend on in such a life-changing situation. Like, man, okay, let me see. Katie said Janiyah had been going through per her living conditions. She finally came to her wits end. Yes. Hence the name of the movie, Straw, The Last Straw. We talked about what the title meant. Okay. So then we have Detective Kay Raymond, who was Tiana Taylor. She symbolized the possibility of understanding and intervention within institutional systems. Okay? So her sharing and being vulnerable and what her experiences are, she brought together that possibility of that understanding in an intervention, like each one teach one. If you've been through that experience, let your experience shine a light on somebody else you see in that situation, right? And then also highlight the potential of compassionate engagement and law enforcement, like allowing you to suggest pathways for reform and human connection. Man, let me see. He wrote this movie. Let me see. Katie said the bank manager has a calling on her. Like, yes, that might be outside of the bank, right? That might be outside of the bank. And Benny was the last one that they talked about. They said that his role served as a grounding figure, offering wisdom and a sense of history, a reflection of insight amidst the chaos. Let me say that again. Benny's role served as a grounding figure, offering wisdom and a sense of history, a reflection of insight amidst all that chaos. Amidst all the chaos. Let me see. Twyla said she showed compassion by not telling she showed compassion by not telling her yes, like not even to save her own life. She could have used that to save, say and try to end all of it or anything, but she knew how to put that in her mind and not let that be a trigger for her. Like she showed compassion and being a mother and what that could do, that losing a child, what that could do to her, and just showed so much support in that without Taraji even knowing that she was supporting her with her child's death. She didn't even know she was, and she was in a position to do that. Unlike the dirty agent that tell the call to go through. Yeah, their mom telling her, right. Unlike and the other lady, despite that other lady that worked at the bank, the one that told her she couldn't cash her check, I did not like her. Like, girl, your life is in jeopardy. You in there writing notes and all of that. Like, you had no compassion. Like, I understand being scared. I do understand being scared. And I'm sure she looking like a mama's in the bag. This woman got a gun. She probably was looking at the more tragic part. But I think that they showed that even though you may have people who have compassion, you still going to have one like that lady who wrote the note in there, the man and lady that said, forget this, I'm leaving up out of this bank. You're going to have people like that, but it is still people who will support you throughout, okay? Let me see. Gaming said, Bob, oh no, please don't do this. No, it wasn't one. It wasn't one in there. They thought it was, but that's what we're saying. When we said that Tyler Perry said that what they thought it was a daughter school project, and with that being the daughter school project, that was representing the innocence and the misinterpretation of Black experience, highlighting how societal biases can distort perception and escalate situations unnecessarily. Oh, you said you know? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Katie said, I was happy to see Sinbad in the movie. I didn't even know Sinbad was in the movie. When we was on Justice Reacts channel and she was doing a review on the movie, somebody said something about Sinbad. I was like, where was Sinbad at? And then she said he was the person in the wheelchair. I had to go back and look. I was like, that was Sinbad. I missed it. I be listening, I get my because I'm at work. Okay, I'm about to end it anyways. Okay, so yes, y'all. So that was the breakdown of the movie. So if anybody has questions, let them know what I found out about what all those symbolic uh, meanings were of the movie and share it with them or whatever. So I'm gonna not try to go down this rabbit hole. I'm not gonna look up nothing but the other two things I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up what's Tyler Perry's intention about making movies like this, and oh, we already talked about why the door was closed. Okay, I just really want to know that. But I'm not going to come back with nothing about this movie. It does have me in a space of like a lot of, and it's a lot of my thought process. It has not left my mind. That's how you know stuff is a good movie, when it don't leave your mind. Because other movies you can watch and be done with it. So thank y'all for coming into the chat. Thanks to everybody who was green in the screen. All the new people in the chat. I hope y'all subscribe. Thanks for the $20 super chat that Terrence sent me. Thanks for the 376 jewels. That's $3.76, y'all, that I had in jewels that people gave during the live. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Thanks for the side red hearts that I'm seeing floating right now. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure y'all come to the next live stream. And tonight at 6:30 Central Standard Time, I'm asking for all the men to come back along with the women. But I really want the men to come back because we're going to be talking about erectile dysfunction in men and debunking the myth that it only happens to older men, because it doesn't, okay? Katie said, do you remember when Janaea said she felt something broke and she felt like she was floating outside of herself? No, I don't remember that, Katie. Why? I don't know why. I don't remember that. I ain't going back to look at that movie. But no, I don't remember her saying that. Was she talking to the manager at that time, maybe? I don't know. Okay, y'all. So y'all have a good day. And hopefully y'all be able to make it back at 6 o'clock with me to talk about erectile dysfunction, okay? I'll see y'all later. Thanks for coming in. Oh, she did say it? Oh, during the conversation. Okay. I think I was... At some point, I had to take Lexi outside or something, so I could have missed it. Because I remember saying, dang, I forgot to pause it. So it could have been during that time. Okay, Katie, I might go back and listen to that part. Because that is a part that I could have missed a couple minutes in. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all hopefully at 6:30. If not, on the next live stream, okay?